Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Build your army decks, dominate opponents in player versus player action, collect and upgrade cards to fit your strategy, improve their power and unlock unique traits. Choose from all 40k factions, take part in campaigns based on iconic 40k battles, rise to the top of the leaderboard and win glory. Free to download and play, link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2000 points, 9th edition, Orks versus Imperial Fists. Right, so welcome to this 2000 points game, Orks versus Imperial Fists. So the way the league is working out here, Season 8 battle reports, we've got an overload of Imperial armies. So what we're going to do to get the Imperial Fists into the league, it's because we really want to see them in the league this season and stand a chance of going through. We're going to let them play their first game here, Imperial Fists versus Orks. Orks have already played their 3 games, so their results are finalised, but we're going to pit the Imperial Fists against the Orks, and whatever the result is, it's not going to count for the Orks, but the result will count for the Imperial Fists, whether that's a win, loss or a draw. So it's a league game just of the Orks standing in as a Xenos army to take on the Imperial Fists. I don't really want at this stage lots of Imperial armies taking each other on, you know, Space Marines versus Space Marines and so on. So to give these Imperial armies a help out, we're going to use some Xenos armies against them so they can get their games for their Season 8 battle reports. So go through the Imperial Fist list here. Aaron Allen will gladly take command of them. He's led them in battle before, led them to victory before. It's first spawn army here, no Primaris at all. So we'll see how well they cope against the Orks in this fight. So it is a battalion detachment, 12 command points, extra relic, extra warlord trait, and ability taken from the Faith and Fury Psychic Awakening book as well. So 9 command points total. Remember, at the start of each turn there is a command point to gain as well, so really a total of 14 command points available for the Imperial Fist. Running battalion detachment, Captain Lysander here. He is the warlord, and his warlord trait is indomitable. So its only wounds of a 4+ will go through against him. He ignores wound rolls of 1, 2 and 3. Thunderhammer and Storm Shield for him. Then a Lieutenant Mastercrafted Bolt Gun and a Power Fist for him. Then the third HQ choice is the Librarian. 2 powers for him. Fortify, its ability to restore wounds and other models within 12 inches. And then Chasm as well, which is it's an Imperial Fist themed smite. Then tactical squads. So traditional tactical squads here, 3 of them, all equipped the same. Bolt pistol and chainsaw for the sergeant, plasma gun in each of these squads, and also a las cannon in each squad as well. Each has taken a rhino as a dedicated transport, double storm bolter and hunter killer missile for each of those vehicles. Bit of air cover, 2 storm talon gunships with typhoon missile launchers and twin assault cannons. Then Heavy support here, it's the Centurion Devastators. Each has 2 laser cannons, and also the Hurricane Bolters for each of them as well. Then Terminators, 5 of them. Storm Bolter and Power Fist for 3 of them. Another one's carrying a Storm Bolter and Power Sword, that's the Sergeant. And the last one has a Power Fist and Assault Cannon. And then finally the Apothecary here. Still struggled to pronounce that name, so I may well call him a medic during the game. But he's quite a pivotal model here in this force. He's been upgraded from the Faith and Fury book, so he gets to re-roll his resurrection rolls, try and restore a model back from the dead. He's also taken the Healer's Aegis as another relic, so for any models within an inch, it's got to be quite tight here, but they'll receive a 5+ invuln save. And then he's also taken a Warlord trait, even though he's not a Warlord, he's taken an extra trait, and that's Father of the Future, and that grants a 6+ Feel No Pain to models within 6 inches. So that's the list here for the Imperial Fists. A challenge for them. They've taken on the Orks a good number of times in our various battle reports down through the different seasons with mixed results, but an important start for them here. See if they can pick up a win and get some points on the table here. Orks here to spoil the show. I think that fits quite narratively with the way the Orks work. We'll take a look now and see what the Orks have in their list. Alright, so 2,000 points of Orks here. As mentioned, they've already played their 3 games here for their Season 8 battle reports. At the point of this video going out, those games may not all be live yet, so I have to watch and see how well the Orks get on. I won't give anything away, but they're going to be playing a number of games, 3 games in total. For the Season 8 League. All those games have been played. I think 1 game's now live. They took on the Imperial Guard. We've already played another game. They take on the Imperial Guard a second time. Planning to have that over on the Plus channel. And then 1 other battle as well for them to keep a lookout for. This is an extra game for the Orks. It's not going to be a league battle, but it will be for the Imperial Fists, a chance for them to pick up some points for our Season 8 League. So, 5 command points here. The Orks spent a lot of command points trying to make them as good as possible. So that's a Vanguard detachment being taken, a Battalion detachment, the points refunded for putting the Warlord in the Battalion. I've taken an extra relic, I've taken the biggest boss, Stratagem, 1 command point. I've taken a custom job as well, and I've turned the Weird Boy into Warp Head. So all of that has cost a fair bit in points, but I think it's worth it. 5 command points available here. For the Orks, then plus the other 5 that come throughout the game. So, Battalion detachment first, all the larger section of the army, and more the assault part of this Ork force. The clan is Goths, so 6s in close combat equals extra attacks. The HQ choice and the Warlord is Gut Ripper, just here with his relic, the Killer Claw. So that's reroll wound rolls, and there's no -1 to the hit rolls, so a nice efficient piece of war gear for him to use. It's then just a custom shooter for him as well, and an attack squig. The Warlord trait is brutal but cunning, so +1 damage on the charge, so the Killer Claw becomes damage 4 on the charge, and then he can reroll hit rolls as well. That's damage 4 on the charge, or if he is charged or performs an heroic intervention. I've also paid 1 command point for the biggest boss. It's a stratagem from the Psychic Awakening book. It gives him a 4+ invuln save, very, very useful. An extra wound, so up to 7 wounds, and an extra attack for Gut Ripper as well. Second HQ choice is the Weird Boy. He's been upgraded to Weird Boy Warp Head. The 2 psychic powers for him is Fists of Gork and Warpath here, all designed to give extra attacks to units and characters nearby. Then we've also taken the War Boss on the bike. It's what it used to be, but I'm going to swap Zog out for a Death Killer War Trike, paying the points for that and taking the war gear for the Death Killer War Trike here, just to have Zog still in the force. He'll be a vehicle instead of a biker, and the relic he's taken is the Lucky Stick, so reroll hit rolls and wound rolls, and then +1 to the hit rolls for friendly Goth characters within 6 inches. Then on to troops here for this battalion. 3 units of 10 Ork boys. Each of the knobs has a big chopper. Each have a dedicated transport of a truck, and each of those trucks is equipped with a big shooter. Elite's choice here for the battalion, unit of Meganobs, 4 of them is kill saw car with the 2 kill saws, and the other 3 Meganobs are equipped with killer claws and custom shooters for them. Then for heavy support, I've taken the Bonebreaker Battle Wagon. It has 3 big shooters, grot riggers, a death roller, and also a kill cannon on that as well. Then a slight adaptation from the previous time this list has played. I've put the Pain Boy in the battalion, so he can then grant the Feel No Pain and restore wounds onto models from this clan. So a Grot Orderly for him and a Power Claw for him also. So that is the battalion. The rest of the army is part of a Spearhead detachment. So you need 1 HQ choice and 3 heavies at least for that. So the HQ choice is just hidden in here. It's Napoleon Git Smasher, like so. So he is a big mech with custom force field, and he's taken a Grot Oiler as well. Then for the heavy supports, it's mech guns, a unit of 1, another unit of 1, and a unit of 2, just to fill in those slots, all armed the same, equipped with the custom mega cannons. Then 2 Deathcopters are in this detachment as well. 2 units of 8 tank busters. One of those squads has a bomb squig, and then each of those squads has taken dedicated transport of a truck, and each of those trucks has a big shooter. Now that Spearhead detachment is like a customised subculture here, so it's Boom Boys. All the rockets, ones on the Deathcopters, and over with the tank busters as well. They're all on +1 strength, so they'll be shooting at strength 9, and also a further AP -1 to their armour penetration as well, just to make them a bit nastier with their shooting. So that's the list for the Orks. So you want to keep track of how all the armies are performing in the league, then go onto the Plus channel. Link for that will be in the video description below. There's a tab that says League. It's free for everyone to access, and then I'll give you the full results of all of our games, and you can see how well each of the factions are performing in that league, and which armies stand a chance of going through to the knockout stage, which we hope to have until the last quarter of this year. So keep a lookout for that. Hopefully exciting times ahead as we go through to the knockout stage of our Season 8 battle reports. So I'm going to take command of the Orks. Aaron will take command of the Imperial Fists, this classic matchup. As I mentioned at this stage, the patrons, a big thanks to them for all of their support. Alex Stillwell, Andrew Swan, Marcus Anthony, Luke Schwengel, Nathan Skrazuti, Nicholas Lucas, Patrick McPherson, Paul Cook, Will Wright, and Zachary Siltonen. Big thanks to all you guys for helping out at gold level. You can check out the end credits for those supporting at silver level, and thanks also to those supporting at bronze. I've set up the Patreon page. It helps out my local War Games Club, SSWG. All the proceeds go to them, and they use the funds for future terrain projects. So that's the 2 armies ready for war. We'll go on to scenario and deployment now for this battle. Alright, so we have a scenario. It's from the Grand Tournament 2020 book. Scorched Earth here, mission number 12, Strike Force sized games. So the deployment zone looks something like this. So a line of dice running along here, marked 12 inches in, and then a line of yellow dice marked 12 inches in across the other side. Objectives. There's 6 of them on the board. Orks are at this end of the table, and then marked by the yellow dice is the Imperial Fist deployment zone. Both sides have 2 home objectives each. That's well worth defending here in this game. So an Ork objective just there, and then one just tucked into the building in that gap. Then the home objective for Aaron and the Imperial Fists is that one in the open, and then this one here just next to the container, and then there's 2 others sort of on the flanks here. There's one that's just tucked in there. And then the 6th objective is just marked by that red blob just there. But it's the home objectives for each side that really need to be protected in this game, and a big incentive to go after the opponent's home objectives as well. So points in this game, the usual take and hold primary objective here for securing objectives. If you control 1 or more objectives at the start of your command phase, it's worth 5 points. 2 or more is worth 5 more points, and if you control more than the opponent, it's worth another 5 points on top of that. Then for secondaries, there's 3 that you can choose from. We've both gone for the objective for this battle, that's raise. If at the end of the battle a player raises 1 objective marker, it's worth 6 points. If you're able to take out both the opponent's home objectives, it's worth 12 points. A big incentive to go after that. It's to raise an objective. It's interesting, this one unit of your army can start to perform this action at the start of your movement phase. So really the turn before, you've got to clear the objective and hold it, survive the opponent's turn, and then perform the action at the very start of your turn before you move any units. But if you're able to do that, then you're able to complete the end game objective there for raise. So for example, if the Orks go after this one, they've got to clear it, sit on top of it, survive Aaron's turn, and at the start of the next turn they can then try and perform that raise action. So we'll both go for that secondary. We're going to pick 2 more secondaries each now for this mission. Right, so secondary's chosen. Aaron's gone for bring it down. Well worth going for. Perhaps the Achilles heel of this Ork army. There's loads of vehicles here. So the trucks, the Bonebreaker, more trucks. Each of the Deathcopters counts, each of the guns counts, and so does Zog as well in the Deathkiller War Trike. So 2 points time and 3 points for the Bonebreaker. So Aaron's going to go for that. And then he's going to go for grind them down as well. 3 points at the end of the battle round if you destroy more enemy units than friendly units this battle round. So plenty of points available. For the Orks, I'll take the usual line breaker here and combining that with the mission rules, maybe some tasty points available for that. And then we'll go for Assassinate as well. Gut Ripper, no doubt we'll seek a showdown with Aaron's characters here in the game. So we'll see how many of those we can destroy. Secondary is chosen now for both sides. So secondary is chosen. We have the mission. We'll start alternating placing units on the board. Right, so the battle mat and the terrain that we're using in this game. The battle mat is from gamemat.eu. 6x4 in size. We've just marked up the edge here just for our game of 2000 points 9th edition. So 5 foot by 4. So that rolls out nice and flat. We simply put the terrain on top, and then we just use a little bit of stone and scatter just to blend the whole thing in. Then pre-painted terrain. Some of it's from gamemat.eu. There's an industrial terrain set here. And these containers and other ones of those scattered around the board I've been painting up to matching my AdMech terrain, but they supply pre-painted terrain available from them. They're also featuring terrain here from madgamingterrain.com. That's the MDF terrain here. That comes as a kit and you assemble it and put it together. But it's magnetizable and you can magnetize the walkways in between the buildings, stack the buildings right on top of each other as well to make some big and impressive sets with them. But hoping to work on some more sets. You'll hopefully see some more of this in our different battle reports. Planning to do a desert set and expand on this one, and also an urban, a grey themed set as well for our games of 40k. But you can check out gamemat.eu and then madgamingterrain.com for your suppliers of battle mats and terrain. Alright, so deployment is complete for both sides. Both armies deploying on a broad front here, just the nature of the game, with objectives, 2 home objectives, sort of evenly spread out and towards the flanks here. So 2 Deathcopters across here on the extreme right for the Orks. The mech guns, squad of 2 and a squad of 1. Napoleon Git Smasher, the big mech, is with them. One of the other guns, I have put just 1 over at the home objective to hold on to that. No doubt it'll need some help, but there's 1 there at least. Tank Busters just behind, just to sandwich in and protect Napoleon Git Smasher. 2 units of Ork Boys inside trucks. Tank Busters inside here. Then Gut Ripper. And inside that transport is the Meganobs, the Weird Boy Warphead, and the Pain Boy as well. Zog sandwiched in between, and another unit of Ork Boys on the extreme left-hand flank. This piping barricades just marking the edge of the battlefield. That's deployment done for the Orks. No reserves for them. Everything they have is on the board. We'll go around the other side of the table and take a look at the Imperial Fist deployment. So similar to the Orks, deployment on a wide front here for the Imperial Fist, perhaps with more weight on their right-hand flank. So over on this side, a combat squad inside this Rhino with a plasma gun, a las cannon team just next to it. On top here of the AdMech terrain is the Centurion Devastators, the Apothecary right in amongst them, the Lieutenant, the Librarian, Lysander just downstairs here is just a way to block any Ork assaults coming through, or to attempt to. A las cannon team just here on the home objective, a las cannon team just here inside the 2 rhinos. It's 2 combat squads with plasma guns. Aaron's put the teleport homer there for the Terminators, and there's 2 Storm Talon gunships over on this side. And then for reserves, that's the units inside the rhinos, and then deep striking in will be the Terminators. So 1 unit of reserves available for the Imperial Fists, and may well prove useful here to deep strike in at the other end of the table at some point during the game. So no real pressure on the Orks here in this game. They've played their games. They're just here to spoil everything for the Imperial Fists. They've done that plenty of times before in the various games on the channel. We'll see if they can cause havoc here in this game. Imperial Fists will be a great start for them to their campaign if they can, with this first spawn classic Space Marine list, beat the Orks and pick up some precious points for the League. League is a bit brutal, a bit cutthroat at the moment. So we'll roll up to see who goes first. Oh, Aaron says after me, and the Orks have rolled a 5. It's a difficult one to beat here. It's a 4. I think Orks must go first, so Orks will start the proceedings here. They will make the first moves in this fight. Alright, so movement for the Orks here. Aggressive from them. Their mechanised units pushing forwards as fast as they can, whilst being covered by the mech guns. The usual tactic here from the Orks. The two Defcopters have both advanced and moved out onto this objective just here, so the Orks have claimed that quite quickly. Then advancing and pushing through here, we've been deducting 2 inches off for this obstacle as the trucks have moved forwards, but advanced moves have rolled quite well, so pushing through in this direction with these 2 Ork trucks. An advanced move made here, we've stopped at the obstruction, just moving around here. This tank bust unit that was inside this truck has gone through and advanced to there. Just a 12-inch move here from the Bone Breaker. That's pushed forwards. So that's made it to there. Inside there's Gut Ripper, the Pain Boy and the Mega Knobs. Riding alongside here in close coordination with Gut Ripper is Zog on the Deathkiller Wartrike, and then on the extreme left hand side, sneaking up, just rolled a 1 for their advanced unit of Ork boys inside that truck moving through. Mech gun holding position on the objectives. Aggressive here from the Orks. They're going full throttle towards the yellow Space Marines. We'll go on to Psychic Phase none. Here the Weird Boy Warphead remains inside the Bone Breaker, so we'll go on to shooting now for the Orks on turn 1. So we'll fire copter rockets, we may as well. We'll fire those up at the flyers. With advance, it's just going to be 6s for hits. 2 shots. So fire the one on the extreme right hand side, missed. And fire the other on the right hand side, got a hit. And that's Daka Daka Daka, so it generates an extra shot, which doesn't hit. Strength 9 here for Boom Boys, so 3s to wound. AP minus 3 for Boom Boys, so Aaron gets a 6 up save.
Nope.
No, 3 damage caused down to 7. So not too bad from the Death Copters there, more to harass the enemy, don't expect too much from them, but they've put some damage onto the Storm Talon gunships. Now we'll go to our mech guns. We'll start with this one, and we're going to pick on the Storm Talon on the Orc right hand side. So number of shots here, it's a 1. We'll leave it at that. 5s for a hit because it's a target that can fly. Daka gets us an extra shot, which misses. Strength 9 or strength 8 does wound. Save minus 3 goes through, and the damage is just 2. It's down to 5 wounds left. Second gun along, same target. 4 shots this time. 2 hits plus a Daka, which doesn't hit just because that -1's the hit rolls for a flying unit. 3s to wound. They both go through. Here's big trouble.
Nope.
Nope. And 2d6 damage. There it is. 11 wounds and explodes. No. Okay, so target destroyed here from the Orcs. Alright, next gun. Going to fire at the next Storm Talon here. I'm sure the pilot's a bit nervous. Number of shots, 3. 5s for hits. Double 6. Oh no. Mech gunners. They've missed with the extra Daka. 3s to wound. Double 6. They're on fire. Blocked 1 though. Oh, crucial. And the damage is... I'll re-roll it here. It's way up on the rocks. It's just... It's a 6. Yeah, no, Aaron's saying he's happy with the dice that rolled there. You couldn't balance the dice on top, so he's happy for the reroll. So it is 6 damage though, down to 4 wounds left. Ouch here from the Orcs. Not too bad from them at all. Okay, it's a little bit of 6s to hit here with these vehicles. They've all advanced. We'll see what else is in range here, but a good start from the Orcs. Good start from the Grots here on turn 1. So this Grot gun, it is out of range, sadly, across there, but we'll fire through this dense terrain, so it will be -1 to hit, but we can see through to the Rhino over on that flank. Terrain then, just to cover it here at this point, so there's some obstacles which we've been paying for so far. This terrain here, this Hablock terrain, will play that as the same rules as Munitorum armoured containers, so exposed position on top, no cover, light cover around here in the steps as well, and then like line of sight blocking terrain available from that. The AdMech terrain playing that as dense cover, so if you're firing through it, it's -1 to the hit rolls, and then there's rules like defensible, scalable rules available for that, and then terrain like this here and here, just going to play the rules for Munitorum armor containers, the same rules for those various other sized buildings. So that's covered here. We'll fire D6 shots with him. 3. 5s for hits because of the -1. Oh dear, this is good. No mortal wounds yet either on these guns. That one's missed. That was the extra shot coming from Daka. And 2 wounds come through, getting the wounds. So saves of 6 up.
Nope, neither of them.
2d6 damage. Ooh. No, we don't have many command points, so I'm going to save them. So we'll stick with the 7 damage. We've done quite enough. We'll leave it at that. Right, Tank Busters next. There's no real tanks to target at this stage, so we're going to go against the Centurion Devastators here. So 5s, 6s for hits because we advanced. Nothing. 0. And we've got to watch out for those Centurion Devastators. They can be deadly enough, but no hits against them so far. Okay, so we pressed ahead with the rest of the shooting. It's all been resolved now, so we've picked off 1 Marine, put all of our firepower into the Marines. Plenty of saves to make, but Aaron passed all of them except 1. Then just 6s to hit with these. These 2 big shooters from these vehicles fired down here, no damage. Big shooters from here tried to pick off a wound on the Storm Talon, but failed. And that's pretty much it for shooting here. Yeah, this truck on this flank fired through as well against those Marines and caused no damage. But it's got to go to the mech guns. They have done exceptionally well here for the Orks. Excellent long-range artillery support here. These little gits no good in close combat, but they can man the guns, and they've done a good job. Movement is done. There's no charges here for the Orks at all, so we're going to go straight on to turn 1 now for the Imperial Fists. They've been dented. They've lost one of their aircraft. The other one's in a sorry state, but still plenty of firepower still available for the Imperial Fists here as they prepare to repulse this initial Ork attack. Remember, the aim of the game is to try and burn out the opponent's objectives, so Imperial Fists need to resist the Orks quickly, because it's only a 5-turn game, and then push on to the home objectives, or Aaron can score points in other ways. And the Orks, they've got to make sure this attack is successful and then go after these objectives here. Big incentive combined with this line breaker secondary objective as well. So Orks will no doubt press on with their attack. But for now, their attack continues, but the Imperial Fists have a chance to respond. We're going to their turn 1 next. Alright, so movement for the Imperial Fists. A push on the upper levels here to get into a good position. Does look very commanding across the battlefield here with the Centurions. Deadly firepower available from them. The damage rhinos push forwards a little bit here, heading towards the Ork truck. I think just to try and block it from pushing through. 2 squads now near the home objective. This squad that was down here has moved up on top. And then an advanced move made here by this rhino. A slower move here, but remaining in the sky in flight mode with the Storm Talon gunship, and this rhino remains parked on the home objective. So Imperial Fists adjusting their position here, expecting the Orks to charge headlong towards them. A chance now for some firepower, but first the psychic phase for the Imperial Fists. Yeah, not many powers can be manifested here, but regular smite is going to go against the Bone Breaker.
So 9.
9, it goes off nicely, and D3 mortal wounds. 3 caused, well done, nothing I can do to stop that. So 3 wounds caused down to 13 on the Bone Breaker. So on to shooting phase, Orks destroy 1 target, so Aaron needs to beat that. He needs to destroy at least 2 units, and then he'll get his grind them down bonus here at the end of the turn, which is quite doable here. Orks have plenty of softer targets, so it's a good choice for a secondary objective here, but we'll see what Aaron decides to shoot with first. Alright, so Aaron's going to start with a combat squad. They're all in range of various bubbles going on here. And Imperial Fists popping extra hits on 6s with bolter shots and ignoring cover as well. Bolter shots coming into here. Squads remain stationary, so double shooting available with the bolters.
We'll do this from combat squad first.
Yep, this is a squad that's remained stationary here.
Reroll 1s because of
The captain, yeah. So they've all hit and popped an extra hit as well, so 5. And 5's to wind.
2.
Sort of devastated doctrine at the moment. There's no minus at this point, but a wound's been caused so far. It's down to 9.
Okay, and then to 4 guys at the back that did move.
Yep.
Better than saying. Reroll 1s.
And popping an extra hit there on a 6.
So
5's to wounds.
2 again.
Another 2. Failed, it's down to 7. There's a las cannon from that front combat squad, which misses on a 2. God, early for command reroll, but Aaron wanted that hit.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Awkward one.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
3's for a hit. You can
I can't reroll a reroll.
No, I can't reroll a reroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plasma.
Yeah, it comes with plasma.
Hits.
And 3's to wound.
Wounds.
Okay. So I didn't even know I'm rolling. It goes straight through. So 2 wounds caused. That was a supercharge or just regular?
That was a regular. Didn't declare supercharge.
That's fine. Okay, so down to 6 left on this truck. Okay, so squad on top. They can see through. A las cannon needing a 4. 50-50 gets the hit. 3's to wound.
Does wound a 3.
I can't stop it. D6. A 6 will pop this vehicle.
It's a 3.
Okay, I'll try and ramshackle this on a 6. No. So 3 wounds caused, and then bolters. And the rate the bolters going, you might be able to finish it off. 2 hits. No, okay. 3. Oh, sorry, 5's no. Okay, so that's them done. Getting there though. Just minor units firing at the moment, but they've almost destroyed one of the Ork trucks. Okay, so next is the combat squad tucked right at the very back behind the Centurion Devastators. They're going across into here, and it's a laser cannon team. So, yeah, we'll do the laser cannon first. This could finish the vehicle off. No, because you moved. Okay. And then...
3 bolters.
3 bolters.
They did all hit and an extra.
5s.
2 reroll the ones for the
Lieutenant nearby.
So 2 still.
2 more. Found another one. Down to 2 left. Almost destroying the truck here. I think Aaron's saving his Centurion Devastators here with their firepower. Lieutenant here. Aaron's trying to pick off the last 2 wounds on this. So 3's for a hit with him. Gets the hit. Yeah, 5's to wound.
Yep, there's a wound.
Oh, no. I better save this because it's 2 damage. Just about on a 4. Okay, that would have been 2 damage. The vehicle would have been destroyed. He's trying to crack this open so he can get to the juicy tank busters inside. As the Centurion Devastators line up their firepower, they could hose them down. They are equipped with the Hurricane bolters, but we'll see. There's still more firepower available here. Okay, so Rhino over on this flank. It is -1 to the hit rolls. It's already damaged. It's going to be 6s here, but Aaron's going to try and risk picking off the last few wins from this transport vehicle.
Nothing.
No hits there, and a 6 for the Hunter-Killer missile.
It is a 6.
Ha! Good. What a risk taken, and it's paid off. You just need the wound, though. I've got a bad feeling about this. It's going to be 1 or a 2. No, he's done it. -3. I can't stop it. So 2+ to blow the vehicle up. 2. 6+ ramshackle. No. Okay. Vehicle destroyed, and we'll see if we detonate. It does. This is a deadly part of 9th edition. The amount of exploding vehicles we have, it can't be command re-rolled. So we have a detonation here in the heart of the Ork advance. Alright, so damage has been done. We lost 1 of the Ork tank busters disembarking here. Mortal wound on this truck. 3 on this one, it's down to 7. And 3 more on the Bone Breakers, down to 11. Or 2 more on this one, it's down to 11 here on the Bone Breaker battle wagon. So, great result there. Unit tank busters, their transport destroyed, and now they're exposed, and they can be seen by the Centurion Devastators. So a good move here. It was worth the effort trying to bring that truck down. So Centurion Devastators, as the captain, I can see, yeah, no, Lysander's joined them, hasn't he? So captain's nearby, lieutenant's nearby, 6 las cannons into here. There is a custom job on this. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on the army run through, but it's a 3-up armor save. That's not really going to help, but there is a 5+ invuln save available on that vehicle. And then it's the Hurricane bolters. All of their shots are going to go into the tank busters, so this could hurt the Orks here as they push forwards, and Gut Ripper will be most annoyed if his transport's destroyed. So it's a fistful of dice, but that's actually for laser cannon shots. 6 of them. 3s.
Reroll the 1s. Do they pop?
No, only bolters. That would be ridiculous. 3s to wound, no strength 9, and toughness 8.
Okay.
And rerolling 1s for the lieutenant.
Okay. 5.
5. Right, 5+ invuln saves. We've got to pass a couple of these to stand any kind of chance. We pass 1. I think I must command reroll 1 of these. Oh no. We'll take that away. So drop back to 5. And we'll take the 4d6 damage. You should destroy this vehicle, and he does. Vehicle destroyed. Oh, okay. Vehicle not destroyed here. Yeah, we've got models inside, and I don't want to roll any 1s here because it's full of characters and expensive meganobs. So there's 4 meganobs, the Weird Boy, the Pain Boy, and the Ripper. They're okay. Everyone's okay. They had their seatbelts on. Okay, so we'll disembark the models here, but the Bone Breaker's gone. 200-point units vaporised here by the Centurion Devastators. Perhaps I think the Orks have underestimated the Imperial Fists as an army that's not done too well, but the Centurion Devastators have certainly let the Orks know. That is it is dangerous heading straight towards them here, but we'll disembark the Ork models. Alright, so that's the result here. knowing that Aaron has already declared his firepower, we've deployed aggressively here. So I was going to disembark out the side of the bone breaker, but we've deployed right ahead as far as we can go within 3 inches of the wreck before it's removed. So Meganob's just here. Gut Ripper's right on top of that objective. So yes, we've lost the transport, but the Orks have crossed the halfway line of the battlefield here. So some potential charges next turn. But for now, Imperial Fist firepower continues. 3 Hurricane Bolters, 18 shots into the tank busters. So rerolling all the ones for Captain Lysander.
And these 6s I assume will pop.
Yes, yeah, definitely, yeah, they do.
5 extras.
Nice. I positioned, trying to position for cover, but Imperial Fist is going to ignore it, so just going to go straight through here. So it'll be 4s for wounds after this.
So it becomes 6 extras.
Loads and loads of hits come through. 4s for wounds. The lieutenant's nearby, so Aaron will get reroll 1s as well.
Not too bad. Okay.
That's a good few. There's a lot actually. I think this squad's in trouble.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
14. Right, so 14 saves. They're gone. Target destroyed. So target destroyed. The situation now, it looks like Imperial Fists are going to pick up a nice lot of points for fulfilling their secondary objectives. Destroying Ork units, destroying more Ork units. But Orks still look positioned to pick up on their primaries here at this stage. But there's still more Imperial Fist firepower to come. They've been doing very, very well this turn. And there's more firepower to come. Storm Cannon gunship. Typhoon into this one.
Yep.
Typhoon missile launcher into here, and the twin assault cannon into here. Aaron wants to clear this objective to get that one away from the Orks if possible. 4s for hits. Can't do strafing run against them because they are units that can fly. So
Okay, so this is the assault cannon.
it's devastated doctrine actually, so it's going to be AP -2 with the assault cannon here. 3s to wound.
2 just.
Yeah, -2, save 1, so 1 wound taken. Yeah, Typhoon missile launcher, 2 shots into this one. And that has missed. Okay, it's the damage that's been caused has made a difference. So this Rhino can't do anything at advanced, so it's firepower, the rapid fire weapons, and the heavy hunter killer missile can't shoot. So it's the Rhino at the back. I think this is the last of Aaron's shooting here, so he's just getting a precise measurement for his firepower. This is Storm Bolter shooting, and then there is a hunter killer available on that back Rhino as well.
Yeah, we'll put everything into that closest gun there.
Onto the objective, yep.
Yeah. So this is Storm Bolters. Okay. 1 hit.
Pops an extra. There's no wound on that one, and then no wound on that one. Yeah, and hunter killer.
Killer. Come on. Hit.
This could destroy this vehicle, or this gun. It's got the wound. 5+ invuln save for the custom force field. Doesn't hold. If you roll a 6, you'll pop the gun. Oh, 2. All right, 2 wounds taken. And that marks the end of the shooting phase here. So dropping down to 4 wounds on this gun. Shooting phase finished. Aaron reckons there's no charges. He's just thinking maybe to preemptively...
Just charge that Rhino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Into the truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Bumper cars then about to happen here. See if the charge goes ahead. 8. Yeah, it looks like we've got a combat here.
Oh yeah.
Not the most devastating, just 2 vehicles colliding into each other on this flank. Desperate stuff from the Imperial Fists as they try and block the Ork attack. Alright, blow for blow, 1 wound each caused. That combat's been resolved off camera. So now the turn is finished here, but Aaron's done not too bad. 3 points picked up for destroying this. 2 points picked up for destroying the Ork truck, and you destroyed more units than me, so another 3 points on top of that. So nice hefty score here. If the Imperial Fists keep that up, they should do well for scoring points for secondary objectives. But the turn ends here. Ork advance has gone forwards. It's been blunted to some degree. They've lost a number of their vehicles, but still a sizable portion of this Ork attack remains. The threat has by no means been neutralised here, and Gut Ripper and his lads have pushed up beyond the halfway point of the board. It looks like we could see some combats taking place as the Ork attack may well be able to strike home as we go on to their second turn. Turn 2 coming up now for the Orks. Alright, so movement here for the Orks on turn 2. They've lined themselves up here to smash into the Imperial Fists at multiple points on the battlefield. 15 points picked up for primary objectives. Ork aggression's paid off here, tactically speaking. We were holding, at the start of our turn, we had this objective. Yeah, Aaron had 1 vehicle, we had 2. So we held that objective, the home objective, this home objective, and that one there that we grabbed as well. So 4 objectives held. So that's 5 points holding 1, another 5 points for holding 2 or more, and then 5 points because we hold more than the Imperial Fists. So at this point, the score is 15 points to the Orks, 7 points to the Imperial Fists. Movement for the Orks, restoring the 2 wounds here on the gun with Napoleon Git Smasher. A regular move now from this unit of tank busters inside the truck. As this truck advanced, pushing through, the 2 Deathcopters have now claimed that objective. We'll see how long they can hold it for. It's Ork boys disembarking and pushing through. Then the trucks tried to advance around onto the objective. We didn't roll high enough for that. Then across here, you can see the Meganobs, just a regular move from them, 4 inches pushing forwards towards the home objective for the Imperial Fists. The Weird Boy is going to sit on top of this objective. The gun's going to sit on top of this objective. The truck has remained in close combat. And then just to show you a better angle, it's disembarked unit 10 Ork boys, just deploying to the side as of the Rhino. Zog's made his guaranteed 6-inch advance move. Before the boys disembarked, he moved through here in this direction, sneaking around on this flank. And then finally, Gutstitch the Pain Boy, advanced move, rolled a 5, so managed to climb up and then move through. And Gutripper rolled a 6 for his advance, so very enthusiastic here about charging into the Marines on top of this building. So we've got a showdown here for sure. I think Gutripper's main objective is to slaughter those Centurion Devastators if he can get past the Overwatch. Lysander is on standby here, but there's a queue. At the moment, Lysander has to wait at the back until Gutripper can make his way through. Movement's done. We'll go into Psychic Phase here. The Weird Boy Warp Head is available. So it's looking healthy enough for the Orks at this point, but we're just standing back and looking at the table. We've noticed this about 9th edition. Maybe you're noticing it in your own games of 9th as well. The spread of play across the board. Look at the 4 corners of this table. A lot of the times in 8th edition, battles were quite often focused on perhaps 1/4 of the board. But now, most games in 9th edition, you're seeing a spread of play all across the table. And it's these new missions here with their objectives spread all the way around the table, forcing armies to spread out. It's breaking up the old-fashioned sort of bubbles and gun lines and units and clusters of units having to sort of operate independently from each other. As you can see, Orks pushing ahead here and here, holding back here, so good spread of play. But it's great to see that for 9th edition. It looks a healthy addition for games of 40k. We'll press on that. We'll go on to Psychic Phase now for the Orks. Right, Psychic Phase. We'll play Fists of Gork first of all. So we're going to try and cast that onto, guess who? Gutripper. And 7. 6 required, so that goes off. Ooh, Aaron can try and block that if he wants to.
What does that do again?
That's going to give me +2 strength, +2 attacks on Gutripper. Now I'm just going to calculate the final score of that, because we might be able to harness some energy here from nearby orc units. Yeah, I will get +1. In total, there's just over 10 there. So 8 here to try and block this one.
That's an 8. So.
Yeah, alright, so the Wa energy managed to help that power go off above and beyond what the Librarian could do to try and stop it. So Fists of Gork on the Ripper. And we'll go for +1 attack. So Warpath now on the Meganops. And that does not go off. No command reroll, we'll leave it. So Psychic Phase is finished. Alright, so Shooting Phase. Tank Busters. We're going to offload into the Rhino everything. And we may as well throw the Squig in there as well, for good measure. So we'll send him on his way. And he hits, needing a 2. 3's to wound. It does wound. AP -2.
Okay.
So just one save of 5+. Nope. No, D6 damage from an exploding little squig. 2 wounds caused. So he's done some damage here. So he can disappear. He's done his bit for the war effort. So now it'll be 8 shots from the Tank Busters. This is the nasty point here. So only 1 hit, but it's re-rollable here because it's against a vehicle. Just the 2 hits. It does pop 2 extra shots, which both miss, and the re-roll, one of them becomes a hit. So just 3, not so good. 2 wounds come through. 2 saves are 6 up.
Nope.
All right, so 6 damage down to 2 wounds left, almost destroying that vehicle. So the boys will fire now. Sluggers, a shooter from the knob, and then we'll chuck a tank buster bomb here, which I often forget the Orcs infantry have that, but we'll go for 1 grenade shot. 3 shots. 5s for hits. Got the hit. 3s for wounds. The wound comes through. AP -2. Saved. Okay, I'm just going to check it's AP -2. I got a thing it is, but I'm hoping it's AP -3. Yeah, it's AP -2. So we'll go for sluggers here. So shooter first of all from the knob. Nope. And then that will leave 8 shots here with sluggers. 2 extra shots for Daka, which generates an extra hit. 5 for wounds at strength 4. 2 wounds come through, no minus. 2 saves are 3+.
1 more wound off.
1 more wound comes through. Okay, down to 1 wound left on this Rhino. We'll try and finish it off with a bit of Daka from here. Needing 6s. 1 hit, pops an extra shot, which misses. 5s for a wound. Nope. So that's that one done. We'll try this one. Same target. 2 hits because we didn't advance. Extra shot. Misses. 5s for a wound. 1 wound comes through. 3 up, save. I'm trying to save the last wound here. No. Command reroll. He's going to leave it. Okay. So detonation or not?
Nope.
No. All right. All right. So it doesn't explode. 5 dice to see if any men are consumed in the wreck. No. All right. So 5 will disembark. There's plenty of room for them, but no doubt they'll deploy onto the objective. Okay. So far so good. It's going okay. We're going to fire this mech gun onto the Rhino just through here. We'll fire at that first of all. D6 shots. Just the one. Doesn't hit. Okay, 1 gone. 1 gun gone here. New star. We've got 2 left. Got to think carefully. Do need to try and bring down the Storm Talon here. Yeah, we'll fire this gun into the Storm Talon. So D6 shots. 6 shots this time. Now there could be trouble. 5s for hits because Aaron's still in flight mode. 0 hits. They're so temperamental, these guns. Maybe do something incredible, something stupid. There's a wound being caused, so we'll knock that down to... We'll count them down, so it's down to 5 wounds remaining on the middle gun. Same target with the next gun. Chance for the Grots to redeem themselves. They've lost their concentration here at this point in the game, but see if Napoleon can guide their firepower. 1 hit comes through and a mortal wound caused. That wound doesn't come through. I'm going to command reroll that. It does go through. A 6 required. I'm just going to take that away just whilst you remember. A 6 to block this.
Yep.
Oh, typical. Just in the nick of time. A 6 has been rolled. Alright, so not so good from the Grots here. As supporting fire. Here comes this gun. We'll fire at the flyer here. See if the flanking gun on this side can help out. 4 shots. 5s for hits. No, an immortal wound taken on him, so Grot Gunner's ineffective this turn. Okay, we'll fire the copters into here, run out of options. So 2 shots from the first one, in 6s, and 2 shots from the last one. No hits coming through at all. It looks like the Storm Talon is going to survive here. So I've run out of options for shooting. A bit of firepower left over here, and then the Orc shooting will be done. Okay, we've resolved the rest of the shooting. As custom shooters here, firing up against this squad, got tons of hits coming through. So 2 saves were fouled, so 2 models slain from that central las cannon team. And then firepower from the rest of the Orcs here. Gut Ripper firing at the squad at the back, no damage. This squad down here, Tank Buster Bomb missed, and Sluggers shooter, big shooter from here, no damage caused against that Rhino. So shooting is now finished for the Orcs. Multiple charges to attempt, maybe some Overwatch somewhere across the board as well. We're going to charges and Overwatch next. Right, so charges have taken place. 1 unit has been lost from Overwatch. Gut Ripper very politely let Gut Stitcher charge first, but he absorbed all the Overwatch and died here. Las Cannons missed, but it was the torrential amount of Hurricane Bolter shots that came through and brought him down. It's Tactical Doctrine now as well, so it was AP -1, so it negated his armour, and it was just about 8 saves to make. We didn't roll enough, feel no pains to survive, so Gut Stitcher's gone. The rest of the charges have been quite successful here. Orc Boys rolled a 10-inch charge here, so they've slammed into the 5-man combat team holding the objective. Didn't charge with the Death Cops, just going to hold them there. But across this side, multiple charges taking place. So the Rhino was charged by the boys. Gut Ripper has swung in against the Centurion Devastators. Magnobs have made it in, and Zog sneaked around and has charged into the squad at the back here. So it's looking healthy for the Orcs. Plenty of charges have gone ahead, and they are set to cause a lot of damage here. We'll go on to combat resolution next for the Orcs on turn 2. Alright, so I think it's logical. We'll attack with Ripper. 4 attacks base, but he's the biggest boss. He's got an extra attack, then 2 extra attacks because he has the Fist of Gork. So 2s to hit, rerolling 1s. And he's Goffs, so that pops an extra attack, which misses, but then hits. There's going to be 2s to wound because we're going to be strength 14 here. So they've all wounded. This is asking a lot here from the Centurion Devastators. It's going to be 4 damage, so it's going to hack them down. It's AP -3. But then there's the 5+ invuln save here from the Healer's Aegis. Aaron will take that. 8 saves of 5+ required here. So save those. It's not, even with a command rewrite, it's not going to be enough to stop the damage from coming through. So Centurion Devastators, that was Gut Ripper's job. It may well cost him his life here.
I do have the Father of the Future. No pain.
Yes, there is a 6+ feel no pain available. Hold it right there. Okay. So it's a slim chance, yeah. Alright, so 4 damage on the first dice roll that came through. You're going to need really good rolls here. No, not quite. So that model's going to go. Then on to the next model. Need a double 6 here at least. How about a triple? Excellent. Okay, so that absorbs that one. There's 4 to get through. Aaron's used up 2. Lots of 4 damage with 1 model slain. So now this one's is 4 rolls and then 4 6s. Good attempt. And then now there is a chance to keep the last model alive. Needing a double 6.
Yep.
Alright, worth a try, but Centurion Devastators have gone. So Healer's Aegis or the 2-up armor save with -3 applied to it would have been 5+ either way, but Centurion Devastators are gone. Gut Ripper can then make his consolidation move. Alright, so consolidation move has been made. I'm not in engagement range, so I've been free to move forward in this direction, but I've ended up closer to this model, but not within engagement range. There's a bit of a quirk to the rules that we'll discuss a bit later on, but at this point, we'll come back to that fight here, because it could potentially continue, but we will now go on to an interrupt play here. Aaron is going to interrupt in one of these combats. Yeah, Aaron's interrupting down here. If he can cause enough casualties amongst the Orc Boys, it'll blunt their attack here on this objective. So 3s would be useful. No, it's not too bad at all. It's really good, actually. 4s for wounds. This is the crucial roll, and it's good. 5 made it through. Orcs are only going to get a t-shirt save here. So we'll try and get some 6s. There's 1. 4 Orc boys slain. Okay, so whilst we're over here, we may as well fight back with these Orc boys now. 5 regular Orc boys is 15 attacks. Need 3s. There's loads of strange dice roll. Loads of 6s and loads of 1s. But we're goths, so 5 extra attacks come through. And just the 1 hit. 4s to wound. Not bad yet. 5 saves required here, but it's not a 6-up save. It's 3+ here for power armor.
Drop 1.
Just drop 1. Okay, and then the Orc Knob with a big chopper. 3 hits and an extra attack, which hits. 3s to wound. 3 make it through. It's AP -1. Chop down 2. Ouch. Okay, big swing of the big chopper and 2 Marines brought down. That's that combat concluded. Okay, so we're around here now. We'll do the Death Killer War Trike, or Zog. 2s to hit, rerolling 1s for the Lucky Stick. No extra hits. It's going to be 3s to wound here. It's +2 strength for the Snagger Claw. So strength 7. He rerolls his wounds though. So that's the potential damage coming through. It's only AP -2 though, so 5-up saves to try and block. No, so they are gone. It's D3 damage a time. Maybe when the new rules for Marines come out, 2 wounds each, but at the moment they're just 1 wound and they've been destroyed. Okay, so it's not quite a wipeout. Actually, there's a plasma gun member from that team still alive, and a consolidation move has been made. So next, we'll do the Mega Knobs next. This will be nasty. They're sandwiched in between the Zog and the Mega Knobs here. We'll see if any of these Marines can survive. So we'll start with Power Claws. Killsword Car will dice up anything that remains. Looking for 4s for our hits. And again, that's why I go for Goths. Just pop some extra attacks. 1 hit comes through. 2s to wound. All wounded except 1. These are AP -3, so there is trouble now. The Lone Marine's actually going to survive, isn't he? Because he's separate squad, so...
Dead.
Gone, and again it's 1 wound per model, so those 4 can be removed. 1 plasma gun member remains. And you will still hold that objective, your troops, yeah. 27 attacks here with choppers. We're trying to pick off the last of the wounds here on this Rhino. There's a nice lot of hits have come through, and we're going to get some extra attacks as well. We should be able to finish this Rhino off, no problem. There's 6 more attacks, and only 1 of those is actually hit. 5 to wounds. We'll start rolling up here. So there's 3, 6, 7, 8 saves of 3+ on this Rhino. It has gone. And you put a 6, yeah, he's going to like a tasty 6 here. No, alright, Rhino destroyed. I'd line myself up here to try and cause trouble for the occupants, but it's actually empty. But target destroyed. We'll make a consolidation move now with these Orc boys. Alright, so consolidation move made here. I was going to make a move, but we've double-checked, triple-checked the rules. We'll discuss what the plan was, and then see why there's not going to be any extra fighting here. So, I was going to play Get Stuck In Lads. That would have enabled Gut Ripper to fight again. And then what we were wondering about here was in the fight phase, where it says, starting with the player's turn is taking place, players must alternate selecting eligible units from an army to fight with. An eligible unit is one that is within engagement range of an enemy unit and or made a charge move in the same turn. So the argument was that Gut Ripper was out of engagement range, but he had made a charge move this turn and could therefore become eligible. The idea was then to make an immediate pile-in move after playing that stratagem and then fight. But if you move across to select targets, it then says before you resolve any attacks, you must first select the target units for all the attacks. Attacks made by models in units that made a charge move this turn can only target enemy units that their unit declared a charge against or performed heroic interventions, and so on. So I can only fight against units I've actually declared a charge against. I didn't declare against any of these, and therefore I cannot fight. So if you haven't followed along what I've been talking about, just ignore what I've said. But some people may well have followed along the reasoning here. But technically, yes, I could have fought again. Because I hadn't declared any of these as a target, I therefore cannot make any attacks. So could you then play the stratagem, pile in, and then just not do anything? Well, that'd be a complete waste, though, wouldn't it? And you'd get to fight back against me as well. So that would be entirely stupid. So I'm not going to spend the command points, and Gut Ripper will stand defiantly against all of this lot on top of the platform, and that is one angry-looking Lysander. You can't even see the front of him here, but I'm sure he is very angry indeed. His prized possessions here, the Centurion Devastators, have been brought down by this mad war boss. So the turn is concluded now. Orcs have delivered a hammer blow to the Imperial Fists. We've knocked out some of their key firepower here. Resources stretched thin. Orc units making contact all across the board and beginning to dominate the table and starting to stretch ahead on victory points as well. Okay, so back around the other side here. Morale's been resolved. As passed here, no problem. As with the Imperial Fists, Orcs fouled by 1, so they've lost a model. And then across here, as the Lone Marine, even with Anation and No Fear, fouled. I don't know why. Why would he foul morale in that situation? Just with the just with the 4 Meganobs to his front, and then Crazy Zog just behind. He has thrown down his plasma gun in disgust and has done a runner. End of turn. He has secondaries. Assassinate, no. Line breaker could well be. We'll check our ranges here. Orcs may have picked up points for that. Yeah, 4 points has been picked up by the Orcs to add to their total, so they've surged ahead by a fair bit. We'll go on to turn 2 now for the Imperial Fist. The situation is looking critical at this point. Alright, so we're on turn 2 for the Imperial Fists. Just discussing the way 9th edition has gone. It sort of swings in different directions as the different editions come out. But we're noticing here, for sure, for 9th edition, that assault-based armies, aggressive armies, and those that are more melee-based and ones that are able to quickly move out across the board seem to be performing a lot better. And traditional sort of gunline-based, more backline firepower armies, such as the Imperial Fists, are struggling. So Orcs have pushed out, they've taken damage, but they've put themselves in a good tactical position. They've reaped in plenty of points for controlling multiple objectives across the board. There's other armies that have done well. Blood Angels, Space Wolves, more aggressive Space Marine chapters have done better, whilst armies that have sat more at the back have struggled. I reckon Harlequins may well perform quite well if I can get them painted up and into the league as well. That's an army that likes to move swiftly across the board, claim the centre ground, and then go on the assault. But it may be a while before we see the Harlequins in action here. But for now, Imperial Fists have to make the best of what they have here at this point. But Orcs are truly on the rampage. All right, so movement's taken place here. Imperial Fists doing the best that they can. Lysander's hasn't really had to move very far here. There's all of your characters lined up to take on Gut Ripper here. This is getting kind of personal here at this point. The lieutenant's lined up here, the medic, and then the librarian as well. This squad's disembarked, trying to do something about salvaging this objective, but there's a... You've got to be brave going downstairs here. Loads of Orcs around at this point. Deep Strikers have arrived. Terminators have arrived over in that far right-hand corner. They're going to attempt to go after the Orc home objective, so good move there. This squad can now remain stationary to use its firepower. You can see the Flyers made its move across the back there to continue its strafing runs. And then this Rhino... Oh, no, sorry. That's an Orc. Looted vehicle, and across here, Marines holding on to the objective, and then across here, disembarking. That's right, Aaron's just tucking those back. So they've disembarked from their Rhino on the objective. So at the start of the turn, primary objectives, if morale had been passed here, that would have been 5 points picked up. But across the board at the start of the turn, no objectives were being held at that point. We'll now go on to Psychic Phase, actually, next for the Imperial Fists. Okay, so Gut Ripper could be hurt quite badly here. So Smite, first of all. Or Chasm, it's up to you.
I'll do Chasm for sure.
Okay.
It does go off.
It goes off, okay. So you're going to put a mortal wound on me for sure. You're going to try and beat the movement here. So 5 in total. 7.
Yep.
So 3 mortal wounds caused on the Ripper. Okay, so 3 mortal wounds caused. Good result. Smite next.
That's a 5. I think I'm gonna spend the CP and reroll that
Just in case we try and deny. Yeah. So the reroll, we have to reroll both dice.
which I failed.
She fails. Oh no. Okay. Right.
It's my one they got back.
Yep. Okay. So Imperial Fists, their situation now on 7 command points left. Orcs have 5 at this point. So Psychic Phase is now finished here. Gut Ripper wounded, but still very much alive. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next here for the Fists. Right, so Rhino's going to shoot here. 8 shots now with the 2 Stormbolters into the copter. 6 is pop extra attacks.
Yep.
So 1 more. Or extra hits, actually. And then 5's to wound. Toughness 5.
Just the one. Just 2.
2. And we're Tactical Doctrine, so -1, so 5 ups. Save 1. So we've got 1 wound left, and that copter is still... Oh no.
2.
It's got 2 wounds left, yeah, so it's still alive.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so combat squad, they're going to float all that they have. Plasma gun, regular firepower, a crack grenade, and 6 bolter shots. We'll try and pick off 2 wounds from the copter. It's worth 2 victory points here.
And all hit with an extra.
Yep. 5s. Ooh, looks pretty good.
3.
5 ups. That's it. You can forget the rest of the firepower. It's enough to bring the copter down. I don't know if we explode. I'll roll the dice to see if we do. No, I don't think. I think they're a bit too small to explode. But it's gone. 2 points picked up here. It is a vehicle keyword, so 2 points picked up here for bring it down. Yeah, no, they don't explode. Too small. So it just comes crashing to the ground.
Okay. Right. We'll do the Storm Talon. We'll put the assault cannon, 2 assault cannons into Napoleon.
Oh.
And we'll put the missiles into this.
This one?
Here, yeah.
Okay, right. Gonna go for a gun and for their gunnery commander here as well. So this is 12 shots needing 3s because it's a ground target here. Would be 2s, but Aaron's in a damage bracket here.
Okay.
So that's all the hits. 3s to wound here against Napoleon.
Okay.
5.
Yep.
5 up Invuln saves here. Yeah, past 2. 3 wounds taken. Almost got him, but 3 wounds remain. Well, 3 wounds taken. 2 shots with the Typhoon. Crack shots.
1 hit.
1 hit, yep. Still a chance of destroying this thing. The wound comes through. 5 up custom force field Invuln save. We fail it. Yeah, well, come on. Yeah, we'll be fine. Oh, just about. One wound left. Okay. 1 wound left here, and it potentially could be repaired here by the wounded Napoleon Git Smasher. Okay, so we'll move on to some more shooting it. Okay, so that combat squad on top of the buildings, they're going to fire down here. The laser cannon may well prove useful against Meganobs. This is bolter and pistol shot coming down.
There's an extra one there for a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be 1 wound.
2 up. Oh, 3 up. Passed. And now the las cannon. This could be enough to bring down one of the Meganobs.
Hits.
3s for the wound.
Wounds.
-3. We'll take a 5 up save. No. D6 damage. 3 or more will do it. It is a 1.
I'll CP that.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yep, got 1.
Got 1. Okay, 1 picked off. Okay, crack grenade now from the librarian. Pulls the pin, hits the target into the Ripper.
No wound.
Does it wound? What was the result? A 2 or a 1?
2.
There's a 2. Okay, yeah, no, this lieutenant can't help with that. The apothecary.
He'll do the same.
He rerolls for the captain. Come on, pulls the pin, still misses. Okay. It's not his job though, is it? He's not a really grenade man.
Lieutenant.
They're trying to throw the grenade into the mouth of the squig. It's like a game going on here. Go on, keep the game going.
Lieutenant.
Missed. And Lysander's just a Terminator almost. He's got no grenade. Dear me, is it going to have to be combat where this is resolved?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay, so it would, maybe Lysander will charge, and surely he must It must be Lysander that goes in against the Ripper to try and bring him down. Great stuff, great narrative here in this game, despite the Orcs'
So we're going to put...
brutality.
Sorry. We're going to put this squad into Zog.
Zog, yeah. So this is a combat squad firing into Zog.
So bolters and the bolt pistol. I think.
Maybe a little bit of ones rerollable. Okay. 6s pop extras. 5s for wounds.
No wounds at all.
Okay. So plasma in that team?
There's a las cannon.
There's a las cannon, right, okay.
I'll roll that probably. That's a hit.
Yeah, drop dice there, so Aaron's rerolled it. No wound. Ah, gasp. Okay.
I think that's it.
Looking around, firepower resolved. Okay, so a vendetta to settle here. We're going to go on to charges. There's going to be some Imperial Fist counter charges taking place here. Okay, so charges taking place. Lots of charges. No Overwatch from the Orcs here. We didn't cover their firepower. 1 wound was caused from the shooting from the Terminators. Then they made a 10-inch charge. So where they go, and they now stand... well, they should be able to clear this and then claim this objective here, this home objective for the Orcs. Then across the other side, this combat squad's charged into the copter, and then some charges across here as well. So the combat squad has elected to charge in and made the charge against the Orc boys, and the Lieutenant and Lysander have gone into Gut Ripper. We'll go on to combat resolution, and we'll pick his first combat here, bearing in mind that the Orcs will probably interrupt play. Right, so Aaron's going to fight first with Lysander. Just saying, if Aaron kills the Ripper, I'm going to fight. I'll fight before I die. I'll play the stratagem. Orcs is never beaten on a character. If Aaron leaves this and I interrupt play, I'll fight. And then if I die, I'll then fight again. So it's logical. Aaron's got to fight first here, and it's got to be Lysander that does the job. 5 attacks here because he charged. Rerolling ones. There's no minus on the hammer. The Fist of Dawn, I think it's called. It's 2s to wound. It could be 3s to wound here. Rerolling 1 for the Lieutenant anyway.
So
yeah, I think you're 3s to wound here because we're toughness 5 of the Ripper. So those have made it through. They're -3. I am the biggest boss, so there is the 4+ invuln save here. What an insult this will be if Ripper passes some of these. Yeah, I think, because that's 3 damage. I have 7 wounds because I'm the biggest boss, so I go for a 50-50 here and try and stay alive. Oh, no, he's gone. Okay, that was a big roll. So I'm going to play the stratagem and we'll fight before we're removed from play. Here, Gut Ripper swings his Killer Claw around. He's going to lunge here and make some attacks just as he's pushed here over the edge and will disappear down here. So he's not slain. He'll be knocked out. He'll bang his head and out of this fight. He'll no longer fight in this battle, but he's not dead. He's still alive here. But just before we remove the model, we'll fight here one last time with the Ripper. Okay, so Orcs is never beaten. Pay the command points for that. We've got 2 left now for the Orcs. 4 attacks base, the biggest boss, and the Fists of Gork, I think, lasts. Do we start with next psychic phase? Yes, that's still in play. So if it was completely personal, I just put all the attacks into Lysander. Because we're playing a mission with Assassinate, I'll put 2 attacks into the Lieutenant and the rest into Lysander. So we'll do the Lieutenant first of all. 6 and 5 generates an extra attack for Goths, which hits. Look at that from the Ripper. 2s to wound. Rerolling. Yeah, so each one of these that comes through, because we were charged, it's damage 4. So any failures here. Aaron has the Armour Indomitus, it's the relic being taken. So 4 up invuln saves available. No, 12 damage caused here. Oh, there's 12 dice, yeah, for Feel No Pain. So Aaron needs 9 6s. Not bad, looks really good actually. He's got 4, but not enough. So there's 1 brought down.
We'll just leave him there for us. What round do I play that?
Oh, right, if you're slain.
Oh, no, of course.
Oh, no, well, you don't need to, I'm dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Okay, we'll press on. So I've got 4 attacks left for the Ripper into Captain Lysander. There is Indomitable here, so ignore wounds of 1, 2, and 3. But we'll try and get our hits first of all. They all hit, and it generates an extra attack. And that hits as well. It is 2s for our hits here with the Killer Claw, so that's them. 4s for wounds. That Warlord trait has saved Lysander. You'll not die here because you have 5 wounds. And 3 up in one save. Pass. Solid as a rock. Absolutely solid as a rock. Well done. So Ripper can disappear. And Captain Lysander of the Imperial Fists remains. Right, so 27 attacks. I've interrupted play here with the Orc boys. So looking for 3s. And again, I've rolled tons of 1s. Loads and loads and loads and loads. So there's another 2, another 3, another 2. Tons of 1s. Need an Orc captain here, but I've rolled loads of 6s for Goths. There's 7. So I can bring those back in. 7. That's helped recover there, so that's the hits. And then trying to wound here on 4s. So there will be plenty of saves required, but it's power armor saves here. 6, 8 by the looks of it. 8 saves to make of 3+ on this combat squad. Brought down 3. Okay, that is a good result for the Orcs. And then the Knob with a big chopper. 3s for a wound. Yep, that's AP -1. That's enough to bite through the armour. Yeah, another one brought down. So just 1 Marine will remain. Yes, Aaron will do his 2 attacks. I think that's just blunted that attack there with the Orcs. I think it was worth interrupting. 1 hit's come through from the Las Cannon team member. 1 wound and 6 up. No, 1 model slain. Okay, so we'll deduct that from there. We've made our consolidation move already with that squad. Okay, so attacks now into the copter of the combat team. It's a tough task for them to try and bring this thing down. 3s for hits. It's a good start. Combat knives drawn. 5s for wounds though. 3. Okay, so we'll take saves of 4+. Past 1. 2 wounds taken. So that's that combat resolved. Copter still to fight back, but it's charges at the moment. So Aaron should easily be able to bring this gun down and claim this objective here. So on the charge, 3 attacks each. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 12 attacks. 9 4s. It's pretty good. 3s to wound. Strength 8, toughness 5.
Okay, that is 6.
I'm gone because I can't stop it. There's 4 up armor save. It's AP -3. So I'm just going to roll up to see if we detonate. I think we detonate. I'm going to have to check because I rolled a 6. Yes, it's worth checking. It's not going to hurt me here, but I could maybe try and bring a Terminator down. Right, no explodes. Again, too small a vehicle for an explosion. So nice, clean, tidy job. And the little grots, we'll say they survive. They just they spread out in all directions here. Their task is done for the day. Something like that. So Aaron can make a consolidation move onto the objective. Okay, so I've cleared the grots away just to stop any confusion. Moving on to the objective and claimed. But good strike, good deep strike down, and a well executed charge and close combat. So just the copter to fight back. I think there's nothing else. Yeah, just the copter. Okay, so Death Copters, they get 2 attacks. You get D3 hit rolls for each attack with this weapon. So 2D3 attacks. Just 3. There's a 6, but we're not Goths here. It's Boom Boys, so 3 hits. And the spinning blades are strength 5. 2 wounds come through. There's no minus to these though, so 2 saves. Got 1. Spinning blades has lopped off the head of one of the Marines. Combat's resolved yet, because this one Aaron backed out of close combat here, so I think that's combat's resolved. The turn's finished. A little bit of morale. I think there's a number of units that have lost 1 model, so that's not really going to be any issue for anybody. So we'll round off the turn here and see what points have been scored. Right, so turn's finished. Morale's no problem across the board here. I'm going to update you on points. So as Aaron destroyed a gun and a copter. They're worth 2 points each, so 4 points picked up for that. As far as grind them down is concerned, we both destroyed 4 units each during this turn, so not quite enough here. A valiant attempt from the Imperial Fists to do well to wipe out 4 Orc units, but not enough for them to pick up the points at the end of the turn. So, adding all the points together, 22 points to the Orcs, and then 12 points to the Imperial Fists. Orcs have got a chance now to make further progress, but again, they've taken heavy casualties this turn. They've lost this home objective. It's in danger of being razed here. So, an interesting twist in this game. They haven't really secured the 2 Imperial Fist home objectives. There's still plenty of fighting going on, and they're losing key models and characters at this point. They have to fight on here. Zog will take command without Gut Ripper being available at this point. We're going to turn 3 now, the middle stage of the game, as the Orcs try and wrestle control of this battle. Alright, so turn 3 for the Orcs. It's killing the game here. They're spread across the board, holding objectives. This one. That one was held because they have more Orc boys, and it wasn't that one, it was 4. 1, 2, 3, and that one across their 4. Yeah, so 15 points picked up. Again, that's helped the Orcs surge right ahead here. Movement taking place, not as many resources available to them. They've lost some key combat units, but preparing to charge and hold on to this objective. Orc boys from this truck disembarked and have moved in to go after this one. Deathcopter has pulled out of close combat and the truck's pushed forward just to go after the line breaker and to help contribute towards that. I'm not sure where this one's going to go, where it's going to fight. It may need to go against the Rhino, or it may fight down here against the Terminators. An advanced move here to swing this truck around, try and form a barrier here as we try and hold on to the objective with the Weird Boy Warphead. Restoring 3 wounds onto this gun. It's back up to 4 with Napoleon Git Smasher. The guns remaining where they are, holding on to the home objective and ready to fire. And there's a bit of movement over in this corner as well. So then round here, Orc boys continuing on the close combat. Across here, I've got to try and do something about these characters. So the Mega Nob's going to attempt to charge up, and then Zog has gone through and swung around. He's going to try and use his firepower up at this direction whilst holding on to the objective. Movement stunt, Psychic Phase next. Right, so Psychic Phase resolved here. Smite went off, but it was blocked by the Librarian on a command reroll, so that's not gone ahead. Warpath failed. Psychic Phase finished. Shooting Phase next. So we'll go for this gun here. It's going to go against the Flyer. So 5 shots. That's a good start. Come on, Grots. Triple 1. So it's maxed though to 1. So it's going to be 1 mortal wound caused. So that's that gun there. So 5 remain. Thank you. And then the 6 is a bit of Daka. It is available for the Grots. Generates an extra hit. Good stuff from them. Just the 1 wound comes through though. A 6 up to save. Nope. And the damage is a 1. I could try and go for the command reroll. Yeah, we'll do it now. Here comes the command reroll. Got 1 command point here, so 5. Got him. 6 plus to detonate. If you do, Napoleon will die. No, okay, but Flyer finally brought down. So that frees up the other 2 guns now. We'll fire this one immediately into the Rhino. 6 shots, whole facing. Yeah, Aaron's given it the pass here, so that goes ahead. 4s for hits. We'll take a mortal wound. Just the 2 hits come through. We'll wind this down to 4. Extra shot for Daka, which misses. 3s to wound. 2 3s, it's enough. 2 6s to save. Rhino's going to take some damage here. 7 wounds caused. Ouch. And we'll put the last gun into it. Just the 1 shot. It does actually hit. It doesn't wound. And that's the gun's finished. Alright, so Tank Buster Bomb. Have to throw it into the Rhino. The rest are going to go for Slugger shots into the Marines. So Tank Buster Bomb. 2 shots. Got a hit. 3s to wound. Yes, -2. No. Damage of 5 is enough to destroy the Rhino. And Aaron roll up.
Nope.
Okay, target destroyed. So easily forgotten for Orc boys. But they do carry Tank Buster, or 1 Tank Buster Bomb, and it's proved useful. Rhino destroyed. So Shooter and Slugger shots. Need 5s. And Daka. Misses. 4s to wound. 0 impact with their firepower. The truck that's moved through it just did a regular move, so we'll put those 3 shots. No, we'll save that actually. We'll go on to Zog, his firepower next. So boomsticks first of all, needing 5s. Bit of Daka. It's all missed. The boomsticks are strength 5, 3s to wound, 2 wounds.
Minus?
No minus on these at all. So pass. That's all right. It's a 3. Yeah, that's fine. So that's against these. And then we could go for cutter, which is assault 2, or we can go for burner, which is assault D6. Now we'll go for assault 2. So we'll go for no, we'll try and burn them out. 5 hits. Okay, that might have been the wise choice. Strength 5. 3 wounds. AP minus 1 on that.
Got 1.
Got 1. Okay, one of them burnt out here. Yeah, the Snagger Claw has a shooting option as well, so we'll fire that as well. And that's missed. Okay, so Death Killer Wartrike, or Zog, has finished his firepower. 8 boys around this side fighting against the Lone Marine. They actually get to shoot with their pistols. So 1 extra shot for Daka, which does hit. Trying to pick out the Lone Marine here, the laser cannon. He's been wounded 3 times on 2 6s and a 5. We got him. Oh, the pistol shot finished him off. Okay, small firepower done here. Another Marine picked off. That was firepower from this big shooter. This big shooter shot at them as well, but no hits. And I think everything's done. I don't think these are fired yet. No, so I think we should be okay across there. We'll try and direct some firepower into these Terminators. So 8 shots. Just straight up rolls we need here of 5 pluses. That's not too bad. There's no kind of re-rolls available, but there's 2 Dakas. Oh! Strength 9, 2s to wound. Yeah, a little bit of trouble here, actually. AP minus 3, so it's going to knock Aaron down to 5+ invuln saves on 4 dice. Oh, no, that's the worst kind of result here. Oh,
Reroll one of them.
Command reroll in Desperation does block 1, but 3 Terminators brought down. Yeah, it's a deadly blow, that one. The way this mission works, you really need loads of time to try and camp out an objective, clear an objective, hold it for a turn, survive, and then try and raise it. It is worth 6 points a time, but orcs around this area here making it difficult for the Imperial Fist Terminators. So I think shooting phase... big shooter. We'll put it into those Marines over there. 1 hit. 1 wound. Regular save of 3+. Oh, what an insult here to that squad there. Yeah, 1 Marine picked off. Okay, shooting phase is now resolved. We'll go on to charges next. Alright, so charges have gone ahead. Just look around the board. There's not much of the Imperial Fists left here. There's a few Marines on this side. They've all been contacted. Charge went ahead. Charge went ahead here. And then across here, rolled well with the Mega Knobs. They've gone upstairs and contacted all of the characters. Not charging down here, can't really charge. We could send in the Weird Boy, we're going to hold him back, and truck advance, so it can't charge. But Orcs is turning into a little bit of a mopping up action, certainly on this flank. And they will see what the Mega Knobs can do. Captain Lysander will certainly be a tough cookie to bring down. We'll go on to combat resolution next. Okay, so I'm going to resolve this combat here. Reckon the Apothecary gets the benefit of his 5+ invuln save. I'm going to put 2. I'm just going to ignore Lysander. He's too tough here. So we'll go for these 2 into the medic. And then Killsword Carl will try and hack down the Librarian. So we'll go for the Apothecary first of all. 6 stacks. Lean 4s. Extra attack for Goths. Nice. 2s to wound. Those 2 have failed. So invuln saves here. 4 invuln saves of 5+. Blocked 1. 3d3 damage. He's gone, isn't he? He's dead. Yeah, 4 wounds. So, well, 6s. Yep, could stay alive. This is just 4. Yeah, in total. Yeah, 1 passed.
So he's still alive.
He's still alive. Yeah, 4 wounds. So 3 wounds taken. Good result, not bad. And then Killsaw Kyle, 4 attacks with him, gets extra attack for his 2 Killsaws. 1 hit. This isn't good here for the Mega Knobs. They're on their own. The wound does come through. No invuln save, 2 wounds.
5 of invuln because of the apothecary.
Oh, because he's an inch. Nice. Yes. Blocked. Haha. Great result. Okay. So Imperial Fists, if this was the battlefield, they would be doing well. Here, this micro on level, ground level, not so good for the Imperial Fists, but level 1, they're doing well. Okay, so does Aaron want to interrupt play? He's got 5 command points to use up.
Give it a go, yeah.
You may as well. Okay, so it's probably...
I'm actually going to do it here.
That one, okay. So Aaron was charged, get an extra attack, so 4 attacks in 3s.
Okay.
There's not many Orc boys left, so if you can get the wounds, just the 1. 6 up. No, so 1 boy slain. Okay, so we'll press on here. May as well fight with these Orcs. They charge, so 3s with choppers. 3 wounds, nice. No minus yet.
Fine.
Pass, well done. And then the knob. He's goffs, 2 more attacks. He's stuck. What on earth? Someone make him a boss. 3's to wound. I can see 3, 4 at AP -1. Good work here. This is where the Orcs work. It's all about promotion here, and he's going to get promoted. He's got the wipeout. Hold on to that knob just there. Good work. So fight over here now. We'll go with the knob first of all. Oh, it must be a competition. They're competing with each other. 2 more attacks for Goffs. They all hit. 5 hits come through. 3's to wound at strength 7. They've all wounded. AP -1. Just the 1 armor holds. Well done. There's 1 more Marine slain. But they're competing with each other for... Oh, it's because Gut Ripper's gone.
Yeah.
The knobs are now competing. This tribal... Okay. So boys fighting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fighting now, so 16 attacks here. So 18 attacks. There's 9 boys there. It's a fresh squad. So 3's for hits. So take those away. It's not bad. There's a couple of 6's there, so they'll pop some extra attacks. 1 extra hit. 4's for wounds. Oh no, they're all competing with each other now. That's another 10 saves of 3+, 2 Marines remaining here. Just about slain 2, right? So, lesson for life here: don't get caught up in the middle of an Orc tribal squabble. It's not pretty. All right, so Marines cleared. This has killed the game off here. Orcs have just cleared this entire flank. There's 1 Marine left with a las cannon to face off against all of this. Okay, so this combat here, level 1, to continue fighting with the Marines are doing a lot better. So the Apothecary to fight first of all, chainsword.
5 attacks with the chainsword.
Yep.
Reroll 1s because of Lysander. Doesn't help.
Yeah, 5 attacks, 3 base, chainsword, charged. Or was charged, yeah.
5's I'm assuming.
Their toughness 4, so 2 wounds make it through. You're on Assault Doctrine.
Yeah,
AP -1. 3 ups, passed. Okay. So now the Librarian will be 4 attacks. 3 attacks base and 1 on the charge. Needing 3's. Reroll 1s. Nice, good fighting. 3's to wound here with the staff.
Okay.
2. AP -2. Foul both. So 2d3 damage, 1 dice at a time here, just to see how many models Aaron can slay. 2 wounds, and the next one, whatever you roll, it's just going to bring a model down. So I'll take this one away, but good work from the Librarian. Now Captain Lysander to win the war on level 1.
So 5 attacks from here. Reroll the 1 because I'm himself.
Nice.
And I'll hit.
Ew. I think those are failures. Because we're tough. Oh, no, we're toughness 4.
Yeah.
So they've all gone through. Yeah, so 5. -3, so 5 ups, just trying to stay in the fight. Blocked 1, 3 damage a time. Mega Knobs hacks down here by Captain Lysander, the hero, once again. So once again, we've seen this in multiple games now, Captain Lysander shines. Just the rest of the army that's let him down. The problem is Lysander, He's great where he is, but he can't be everywhere at the same time, and that's the downside with him. But wherever he is, he always does well, and he's cleared this upper level of the Orc filth. All right, so morale's been resolved across the board. We've taken a look at the scoreline here. The Orcs have this one. They've scored a whole load of points. So Linebreaker was picked up again by the Orcs at the end of their turn. No more Assassinates picked up. They tried here, but thanks to Captain Lysander, no more characters assassinated. We reckon at this point the Imperial Fists would pull back with what they have left to abort the mission and to evacuate the area here. The Orcs do have control. Final point score. Because the Orcs are dominating objectives and raking in 15 points a turn, turn 2, turn 3, 42 points to the Orcs, and then 12 points to the Imperial Fists. So to translate that over to our Season 8 battle reports, it's just to tie in with the 8th edition games that have already taken place. We're taking our 9th edition scorelines and dividing them by 3. So Imperial Fists will in total pick up 4 points. That'll go on to our league result and a defeat for them. We've put the Orcs in just as a stand-in army, just to give the Imperial Fists a chance in the league here. The Orcs have not been kind here. They've ruined the start here for the Imperial Fists. But who knows, there's 2 games still to go, and so still everything to play for. And may all start to tweak and change the list around here for the Imperial Fists. But time rushes on, a new codex on the horizon, but the Season 8 League won't wait here. The Imperial Fists need to get their games in if they're to press on to the later stages of the season. But this game here, the Orcs have dominated and destroyed. But a glimmer of hope, Captain Lysander, solid as a rock, over on level 1. So that battle here, the ground floor, if you're an Imperial player, just don't look here. But on top here at level 1, there's no Orcs here at all. You've cleared them all out. So a mini victory here on level 1 for the Imperial Fists. So units of the game next. Yeah, units of the game, I think it's logical. Give it to the Grots. They've got units of the game a good number of times. If you're an Orc player, these come highly recommended, especially if you can get a custom force field big mech with them to do the repairs, to give them the 5+ invuln save bubble. And for 9th edition, useful for firepower support and holding on to home objectives, which do feature a lot in the 9th edition missions. And pretty cheap. I think it's 60 points a gun. Now for 9th edition points. And then for the Imperial Fists, it's got to go to Captain Lysander. It's absolutely fantastic HQ choice to have. So there may be some changes to the Imperial Fists ahead, but Captain Lysander will surely remain. That's units of the game for both sides. Keep a lookout for more battle reports here on YouTube and over on the Plus channel as well. The link for the Plus channel is in the video description below. You can head over to that website and you can click on League, and that will give you the latest points results, where all the factions are in the league, and you can follow along our Season 8 battle reports. And if you want to catch all the action, then be sure to check out the Plus channel. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.